Elsternwick Park 2000 for the B section grand final between Old Brighton, they're in the Melbourne Jumpers, and Mazenod. Old Brighton to the right of screen, that was Hewitt with the big fist. And this is Hanley, half forward line. Now O'Donoghue comes in late and with a bounce. Nick Burke, your prediction?
Well, I think you'd have to go for Brighton, Brad, by a margin of 6 or more, somewhere between 6 and 10 goals.
Brighton come into this match having won the 2 of the 3 contests against Mazenod this year. Significantly, 2 of them here at Elsternwick Park, and both of those with Jared Bradley, who has kicked 80 goals. Leads the McKinnon Sports Medicine sharpshooters this year, and he has been in staggering form, kicking 8 goals, 1 in the second semi, as the Tunners crushed Mazenod. Mazenod into attack. That's O'Donoghue doing the ruck work. Around the corner, Pickering, the captain. Simon Lennox in front. Always got wonderful recovery. A wonderful athlete. Next line, just a bit too much for Barrow. Barrow, good second effort. Harrison, Cagey, O'Hara, a couple of the veterans. Mark Murray, also a veteran. That's Peary. All air that piss. Play on. Here's Dennis. Goes over the arc. He should kick this. Played 6 games last year with Hawthorn. Can only register a behind.
Well, some aggression there by Harrison, number 1 for Mazenod. Obviously, they're going to try and mix it up early if possible. You'd expect Dennis to slot those sort of goals, Brad.
I'm with you, Nick. I think it's going to be the favourites, Brighton, to win this match. Mark Murray to return the ball. No wind here, given the hurry up. So it's straight down the centre. Barrow and Hewitt are there. Out the back, Hanley. Barrow. Can he negotiate this? Oh, it's swiped off him. Mazenod go forward. Too much for O'Donoghue. But that was Matthew Gadsden. The chance here for the first goal to Mazenod. And it is. And it went to O'Donoghue.
Well, Gadsden overcommitting himself there. Bending his back but not his knees, and as a consequence he was clean bowled. That's just the start Mazenod wanted. The only thing you would say is in the semi-final Mazenod jumped out to an early lead as well, but they weren't able to maintain it over the distance.
Smoke-free scores. Brighton 1 behind. Mazenod 1 goal. 3 minutes gone. All-star time. O'Hara with the tap. That's good. On the rise. It goes out to Parry. Kavanagh couldn't get that mark. Gadsden, this is Simon, gets the free kick. At right half back. Goes to the next line. Quirk in front, chest mark.
Just seeing Kavanagh there, Brad, you'd think he'd have to kick 6 or more today to match it with Bradley if Mazenod are to have any show whatsoever.
Harrison. Now, this is Poland. Just about Kavanagh. Good work by Simon Gadsden. It's all here. No, it's free kick. And he's hurt too, is the star Kavanagh. He's second on the sharpshooters goal kicking table with 56 goals. He's coming off 2 goals from last week's preliminary final win. Looks a little sore. You're a goal kicking specialist. Is it difficult to convert from that distance, 55, after being hurt?
Well, I think the biggest difficulty he'll have is this will be effectively his first possession. So no sighters. Free kick was definitely there. Perry definitely shook him up. It'll be a big ask. It's not beyond him though.
For an 11-point lead to the underdogs. Kavanagh now hits the arc. It's getting close. They like it down there, the Mazenod. Fellows. And the Nodders lead by 11 points.
Well, it didn't look like being a goal until it went past the post. No one was sort of clapping it. They're pumped, the Nodders. Can they keep it going for the whole 100 minutes? That's the question.
Smoke-free scores. Mazenod 2 goals. Old Brighton 1 behind. All-star time. 5 minutes gone in the first term of this grand final of B section of the VAFA. Umpire Hinton. Got the tap. That was Pickering. Lancaster or was it? No, it was Kelly applying a big tackle on Lennox.
Pickering, as we saw there, got a quick kick out, and he's being tagged by Phelan, so tapping, obviously trying to shut down the Mazenod key players early.
O'Donoghue got that tap. That's Krusniak, maybe tackled, yes, against Tucker.
Yeah, Krusniak will take the free kick, and his contest with Parry on this wing will be crucial to the outcome also.
These great players, Simon Lennox, they work out at the Brighton Baths gym. Fitzgerald, they pick up 15 metres. Is what Fitzgerald looks at. Bradley makes the lead, presents himself. O'Hara the spoiler, handling quick hands. Lancaster screws it back, but it's Nickass, just outside of his range. Need a goal. The Tunners, McLaughlin running up, nearly. Ryan, Matt Gadsden with a fist. Ryan again. This is Parry and Krusniak. That's what you mentioned. Good flash, Nick. Bradley. That's out in the full against McIntyre.
I think it slid across the line there. Mazenod obviously getting a lot of players back with attack to crowd Bradley as much as they can, double team him wherever possible.
Is that what you do?
Absolutely. Yep, they've got a good player on him in Nelson, but he can't do it alone. Not one out. He needs other players coming from the side and from behind.
Bradley coming into the match with one against Nodders in the second semi. Now, that was Ewart down, and it was the trip. And the free kick is going to the Nodders, to Lancaster. Now, Krusniak's asking for the free kick for holding the ball, but no. When you tackle below the knee, it's a trip.
I thought Krusniak was a bit unlucky there. Lancaster tried to the tackle.
Simon Gadsden taps it. Oh, in the back. That'll be Tucker. That's a bit unnecessary. Matt Dennis, the player infringing.
This guy's got to watch. We saw the A-grade game last week where a player sent off had a bearing on the outcome.
O'Donoghue nearly. Jackson tackling Mark Murray. Now Pickering. Quickly to Kelly. Oh, he's good. Kelly has found a teammate. It's a chance here to go out to effectively a 3-goal lead.
It was a deft touch by Kelly, but again the giver was Pickering, in tight with his terrific hands.
They like it. And Mazenod, they lead by 17 points.
Well, Brighton and Dale Tapping can't rely on Brighton or they're reeling in the opposition every time. If they let them get out too far, their confidence just might escalate and things might get away from them. At this stage, 3 goals is certainly not a huge concern, but they'd want one on the board in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
That was Adam Hanley. That's why I had trouble recognising him, because he normally plays down at the back line. That's where he's gone back to now. He's citing the smoke-free scores, lead by scoreboard by 10 points.
I think he and Harris swapping.
Ewart got the belly button tap. It's Messi. Bottom back is Phelan, one of the star midfielders. Old Brighton, one behind. Mazenod, 3 goals on the smoke-free score. All-Star Australian time, 9 minutes. Nullified. Nick, the quick kick. Fortuitous mark to Barrow. He plays at centre-half. His first goal, and his side's first goal. He does.
Well, that's exactly what they needed, just the timing. Nice quick comeback goal. So, Brighton on the board. Still some of their guns to really start to fire. Jackson, I don't think, has been involved much at all as yet.
Smoke-free scoreboard. Mazenod goals. Brighton 1-1-7. Travelled nearly 10 minutes in the first tournament's B section grand final. I think Barrow might have been playing on Hanley there. Better bounce by umpire Hinton. O'Hara straight to Nickus. O'Donoghue tackle. It snatched by McIntyre. He can't get a goal. We'll go for the pass. Just couldn't connect. And Simon Gadsden reads it better. Now Lennox, the guardian of the half-back line. His friend, Krusniak. Lancaster, a bit slow there. Krusniak's kick, fingertip it to Adam Perry. Now Matthew Dennis. Class. Jackson. Always keen. This will be close. And Quirk rushes through. And a 2-point lead. Sorry, it's a 10-point lead to Mazenod.
Another good line there, Brad, was the way Brighton ran that ball. It all started with Lennox putting pressure on McIntyre left side. Such a one-sided play. He was looking to get onto his left foot.
Well, that was Mark Murray to Pickering. And Meehan. Expect a big game from him. Star midfielder. Dunn. Just about. Tucker. Timms. Vice captain. Fitzgerald. Bradley, quick hands. Out to White. Oh, wonderful tackle by Quirk. Jackson keeps it in. And Quirk takes it out.
Very good hands by Bradley there. Very quick in between two players. Just goes to show he's not just a one-dimensional player.
He is now ruck working. O'Hara. Pickering, will it stay in? Parry does.
Very good by Pickering. He looked upfield, saw he had absolutely nothing. Barrow was there.
And here's Barrow setting himself. No.
A good play by Dunn. He nearly marked the last one we saw. So he's making his presence felt. Ungainly looking player, but effective. Great
signs here for Mazenod. I thought it'd be a one-way street. Fortuitous mark to Kelly. East-west. That's Ryan. He's got Hanley. He's stuck down again. Hanley might kick his second goal for the match. An unorthodox kicking style brings up the perfect result. And they're out to a 16-point lead, Mazenod.
It's an interesting tactic that David Murray is employing. He started with Harrison on the half-back line and Hanley sort of hovering around half forward, swapping. Hanley obviously can run somewhat, and as a result of that, he's got 2 goals on the board in the first 12 minutes.
I must check how many goals he's got for the year. 2 goals in the grand final. Brighton 1-2-8. Mazenod 4 straight goals. O'Hara got the tap. Pickering again. He's playing in the centre now. Lennox. Pickering. Tucker. O'Hara. Tucker. Who can he connect with? Lancaster. Just outside 60 metres. So look for a pass. You can feel the...
He wanted to go to Kavanagh, but there was just nowhere to go. Kavanagh's made about half a dozen leaves.
Well, Lancaster's going to have a shot. He's going to have to kick this without a breeze, 60 metres to register the score. Don't know if that's a percentage play. Went right close to the mark to Williams. Now Pickering, Ryan, O'Donoghue, 47, left foot. And the perfect scoring continues for Mazenod.
Well, 2 goals to O'Donoghue. Obviously, Lancaster needed every metre he could get, and the other turned out to be an opportunistic measure for Pickering. The giver, the feeder, resulting in a goal.
Smoke-free scoreboard. Mazenod 5 goals. Old Brighton 1 goal to 8. All-star time 13.5 minutes. 5 goals in 13 minutes. Tremendous start for Mazenod. O'Hara puts it to attack again. Coming through is O'Donoghue. Parry. He's elusive. Wrong. Will it come off? Kavanagh looks for a free maybe. Ennis playing on the ball. Tim, they're under pressure, aren't they? Tim's second effort. McIntyre throws himself in. That's Berry. Lennox snatched by the Mazenod player. Now Pickering, the tap pass to McIntyre. It must have gone 9 and meters, say 90 centimetres. Give it to him.
I think I would. You sum that up in one word, what Pickering did then, class.
Now McIntyre brings it out to a 28-point lead. His left foot is normally reliable, misses by 2 metres. So now it's a 23-point lead. Biggest of the match, which has only gone 15 minutes on the all-star time block.
Not panic stations yet for Brighton, but they're certainly not going as hard as Mazenod are at the moment. I think we said it before, not on the set play as the running kick.
Big kick in by Williams. Berry. Dennis. Matt Gadsden. Yeah. And put some pressure on. That's McLaughlin. Into the hot zone. Ryan. Done.
Again, the ball from one end to the other. That's their game, running the ball. Mazenod, I think, like it a bit sort of deep and dirty.
McIntyre, next one, done. Some great skill here in this B section grand final. O'Donoghue, Simon Gadsden. O'Donoghue, look at the recovery. Still going, O'Donoghue. Nick, lovely. Matt Gadsden. Lennox, free wing. Well, Fitzgerald fell over. Work went on. Giving it up though. Simon Gadsden, yeah, possession. He's turned it over. Lancaster.
Uncharacteristic here, and this could lead to another goal. If O'Donoghue can mark this, he can't.
There's two of them. To Kavanagh. Free kick. Advantage pass. Kavanagh's got it. And the Notters, they're out to a 29-point lead.
Causing Dale tapping, and the Brighton unit also headaches. And they're about to bring on their strongman Rickaby. He's waiting at the bench, and I would say maybe a right defender might be coming off the ground in a moment.
Scoreboard, Mazenod, 6 goals, 1-37. Brighton, 1-2-8. They're the Tunners. And we've gone 16 minutes on the All-Star Australia time clock. Incredible. 3 players with 2 goals each for the Mazenod. O'Hara wins the tap again. Parry gets a centre break. No, it's too hot, too long, I would have thought. The chance, maybe.
Yeah, classic example of what's happening in the game at the moment. Parry and Krasniak took off together. Parry was just to get the ball.
I've got the centre breaks at 3 to Brighton and 5 to Mazenod. Let's see what happens here. Dennis, Nickerson. And we'll go again. Still centre break. 10 metres in front of the centre circle. The Knights just into attack.
Yeah, they haven't had many opportunities to get it to Bradley on the lead at all, and that's what their game revolves around.
O'Donoghue up high. Oh, Parry, his mate's again on his wrong side, but Harrison, he's got it! Don't believe what we're watching. I don't think anybody, apart from the Mazenod club, thought they could win this match. And they're going to line up here for a 35-point lead. A 6-goal lead.
It's quite unbelievable, isn't it? Again, from the set play situation, taking the ball away.
Harrison kicked 5 goals last week. He's a veteran, as you can see. He's going to kick from 40 metres and make that a 35-point lead to Mazenod. The perfect start.
Confidence is up at a runaway train. I still think there's plenty left in this game, but Brighton want to wake up.
Smoke-free scoreboard. 7 goals, 1-43. Old Brighton, 1 goal, 2-8. 18 minutes gone on the All-Star time clock. Hanley with 2, Kavanagh with 2, O'Donoghue with 2. The Mazenod. Kavins, perfect bounce. O'Hara again gets the tap. Pickering got his gutsy.
Notably, Matt Jackson only 1 possession. Their key players down. Bradley unable to shake or find some spaces yet.
David Murray, the coach of the Notters, has done a great job. Now that's a Rickaby in the ruck. Hanley goes the smoke-free outer wing, and Rickaby coming on to replace Hewitt because O'Hara, we've watched now in the past month, we've seen every game they've played. Mazenod hasn't been a star, but he's doing so well on those centre bounces.
Well, exactly right. And as soon as that ball went out to the wing, he's dropped back into the 45 to block Bradley's lead. So, fairly disciplined unit, as we've said at Mazenod on a number of occasions.
So O'Donoghue here against Rickaby, neither get it. That's Meehan. Still can't. Barrow punches it over. Matt Gadsden under pressure, quick kick. But here's O'Hara, the man that you picked up, Nick, dropping back. He'll look for the line. That's deliberately wasting time. But Adam Perry, he was there, overthrown. So O'Hara, he disguised it well. Yeah,
look, he did his job. He wasn't able to pick it up, but he's just got to be there to be a block.
You wouldn't say he's the most fashionable player there, number 10.
Old-fashioned looking, isn't he?
Yeah. He's up against Bradley, the danger man. McIntyre on the rise. Lovely to Poland. Oh, snatched by Dennis. Jackson, the deft tap. Oh, big bump on Poland. Bounces straight up against McLaughlin.
I think because the Mazenod player was low, it sort of became higher. I think they pay them.
Backwards, Mark Murray. Watch his delivery here. Last week it wasn't so good, and it's to a contest. Looked clean though, and Krusniak was the man doing the volleyballing.
Yeah, very strong upper body, Krusniak. Doesn't mind showing it off too.
20 minutes on the All-Star Australia time clock. Barrow coming over the top. Now here's Jackson. Pressure, might have just kept it in. Matt Gadsden bumps into McLaughlin. Smashes it in, beautiful work. Barrow, open goal. Smashes the post. Could this epitomise the fortune of Old Brighton in this grand final? 34-point lead to Mazenod.
He didn't look like a natural kicker there, did he?
He does play at centre-half back.
Yeah, like anyone that knows how to kick goals from that, you just kick it hard and low.
Mark Murray. Big kick there. Here's Barrow. Can he atone? McIntyre having a brilliant game. Across the centre. O'Donoghue. Harrison! What a fantastic mark!
Oh, fantastic hands, wasn't it?
What a grip!
I think he was deliberately trying to lead his player under the ball and then turn and run, but he realised that he was under the ball himself. So, one grab, snatch.
He's in form. 5 goals last week. 1 goal this week. Haven't even hit time on the first term. He's become the fourth Mazenod player to kick 2 goals this term. Close. And he hits the goalpost flush as well. The accuracy stop at some stage. Mazenod 7-2, 44. Old Brighton 1-3-9.
Again, that kick out from Mazenod going straight up the middle is a beauty. It worked effectively last week. North Old Boys. Players like Perry and McIntyre running onto the ball coming over the top.
Williams near the centre of the ground. Oh, Perry. Oh, McIntyre. How about that quick kick? Now, this is Patterson. Over goes to Pickering. He loves those chip passes. McIntyre. He'll go back because he'll go to east-west kick. O'Donoghue. I'm not so sure that I would have done that because what we've seen of McIntyre, he's a wrecking kick.
Again, I say though those shots he's not all that confident with. He
How
likes
do you know that?
Well, we've seen Mazenod the last 3 weeks, and just watching very natural running type, well-balanced play.
From 46 metres, O'Donoghue has tugged that and misses by a metre. So now it's a 34-point lead to the Nodders.
So Pickering doesn't waste possession, and again he found his man.
Yeah. This is Timms. Got it from Williams. Dennis, ruck roving.
They're putting him up 4 kicking goals. They can't be everywhere though.
Tim. Just about for Adam Perry. O'Hara. Snatched by Fielding. Ryan was a tackler. Parry running back. Oh, they're flooding that back line beautifully against Bradley. And he'll look for the sanctuary. The line. That's it.
A terrific play by Parry. Not only did he run sort of face on into a charging Bradley, he didn't know where he would be, but he got the ball out of the danger zone.
Bradley's twice Parry's size. Now Rickaby got the tap. Matt Gadsden beaten this time by Lucci on the ground. Lennox. That was Krusniak doing the hurdling. Dunn throws himself in. Timms. Yes, that's okay to Nickus. Wide. Now this is looking better. Perry. Running Bradley. Won't find him. Rolling on his tail. Bradley. Good second. The snap is close. But not a high percentage kick from that pocket. So it's a 34-point lead to Mazenod.
Yeah, you're right, you're saying that did look better. What Brighton have got to do, they've got to spread the Mazenod players, try and isolate them. Whilst it's a hack situation, scrummy, Mazenod generally take the ball away from those situations.
O'Hara got his hands on it. Nickus spoilt. O'Hara in the bottom of the back. Meehan. This is Poland. Lovely to Adam Hanley. Wonderful first quarter. Lancaster just couldn't get it in. O'Donnell overruns it. That's McIntyre at the front of the pack. O'Donoghue at the bottom of the pack. Perry comes in. The red hair there was at the MCG on Friday night, watching his side Melbourne playing in the same colours. defeat the Kangaroos.
Terrific play by Simon Gadd there, Brad. Over to you, sorry.
That's all right. Now, Dennis getting some good possessions. Krzyzniak missed the ball. Lancaster kept his eyes on it. One with Harrison. Williams.
I was going to say before, Kavanagh had the prime position, but he did very well, as did Williams there. So perhaps starting to get a little bit of momentum.
Barrow just needed to pull that one in. Got a great second effort, Barrow. Dennis doesn't look where he's kicking it. O'Hara, volley. O'Hara, second effort. Mark Murray. Now, Nelson. Exciting. That's Poland. Ooh, Ryan. This is dangerous. Fisher to the scene. Quirk, cool. Taps it to Mark Murray. Maybe this time one more goal. Perry. Lovely vision. Nickus. Where's Bradley? Look for Fitzgerald. Poor delivery. Ryan smashes it. Matt Gadsden. Pacey. Still in. Well done, at least Matt Jackson. Now Adam Perry. Fitzgerald. Too easy there. That'll be 25 metres.
I think the umpire called play on. That's why Fitzgerald took off as soon as his opponent arrived, but only too high.
Now I've got the scoreboard's got Brighton trailing by 35 points, so this would make it 29 points. Fitzgerald, it's the worst pocket at Elsa McPart to kick from, so he plays on. Has got no reaction from the red and the blue, so now it's a 34-point lead to Mazenod at the 27-minute mark on the All-Star Australia time clock.
Adam Fitzgerald would be disappointed with that. He's a renowned goal kicker, and that wasn't that difficult for a guy of his ability.
Mark Murray has gone down the centre every time. He takes the short pass and receives it back. McIntyre uses his weight well. It's going to be paid, that's fair.
He's a smart player. Saw it then. Just enough deft touch it on Patterson's back.
Awkward kick. Perry spikes it. Tucker looking for Bellucci. He's a goal sneak. Got some strength too. Pickering. Still Pickering. That's a late bump. McIntyre. O'Donoghue from 46 again, but Lennox back. Snatches the kick.
Now here's the point where Brighton can be dangerous. They need to run it, which I'm tipping they might from goal to goal here.
Well, McLaughlin has got plenty of class. Look at that for delivery. Barrow, or is it Perry? Perry's going to take the mark. Adam Perry came into the side today, replacing Farnham at least. And Adam Perry, one of their best players all year. Short pass, and David Patterson, son of the president, Ross. Oh, kicks in the man in the mark. Holden, good recovery by Patterson. Awful there, he had Bradley free and get it out of bounds. That's a terrible result.
Yeah, well, he was in two minds and forgot he was so close to the man on the mark. A passage of play is what Brighton want to see. They got it in their line quickly. Their tall forward took over.
O'Hara doing a great job. Nickus into the zone. Fitzgerald and Mark Murray wins that by rushing it through. So now it's a 33-point lead to Mazenod. We're nearly at the 29-minute mark of the first term on the All-Star Australia time clock. Murray and Nelson. If I told you that Mazenod would be up by effectively 6 goals at this stage, I think Nick Berkey would have wanted to throw me into the locker. Hand pass to Bradley. Wonderful by Parry. That's gutsy, the smother. Barrow, geez, quick to back up. Matt Gatz on the rise. Nickus tackled by Bellucci. Have a bounce.
It was a good play there, wasn't it? Solid from both sides, going hard at it.
What would you have done if I said to you to be a 6-goal difference quarter time to Mazenod?
I might have amended my my forecast for the outcome.
You wouldn't have thought much of me as a football expert, but prior to the game, thought I was fantastic there. O'Hara to Lancaster. Free kick. And umpire Kavins has pulled one out. Maybe too high. Lancaster.
Hasn't been as prominent today as he has been in other games so far, of course.
Lennox. Fionn backwards. Patterson. Some more rhythm coming to the game. Jackson for the Brighton side at least. Geez, quick pace, hasn't he? The tap for Fitzgerald. Fantastic. Matthew Jackson, your side didn't have any momentum, but at quarter time, you're created some.
Well, this could be one of those times where not giving the handball has paid off, because there was one certainly on. He chose to take it forward and in front of Fitzgerald. It was a good kick by Jackson.
Now, Fitzgerald, a wonderful goal kick, played in Brighton's only B-grade premiership in 1997. To reduce the lead at quarter time, he's done that. So Mazenod, at quarter time, they have the lead, maybe not the momentum after that goal. Smoke-free scoreboard. 7 goals, 3, 45 Mazenod, Albright 6, 18, and the Star Australia time clock went out to 30 minutes. Second term of the Beeston 2000 Grand Final. Albrighton, the favourites, were trailing by 37 points. This is Parry running out. Parry puts himself in again. I think McIntyre.
27 points. Just correct you there, Brett.
Thanks. Off the wing. And he's been great. Simon Gadsden defending. Maybe Parry was held. Krusniak on the rise to Timms. From one side of the square to the other. Matt Gadsden nearly a mark. Oh, great recovery. And we've got a pack with O'Donoghue, Phelan.
Well, there might have been a bit of venom in Darby's quarter time speed. Brighton looked a bit sharper already.
O'Hara dominating the ruck against Stewart. Pickering really makes a blue. The captain, Parry at the bottom of the pack again. Having a terrific game. Is the man about to get up? He won't get by Hinton wisely calls time on.
Yeah, Wayne Hinton, got a lot of respect for him as umpire. Rate him as one of the best I've had in my time at the amateurs.
O'Hara enjoying the work. McLaughlin, kick, and Adam Perry back into the team this week. Looking for Bradley or for Dennis, and the mark's been paid to Dennis.
Just little things, Brad. They look like they're ready to now start playing.
And Harrison's gone down from where he's kicked a goal in the first term. He's playing on Dennis. He's lining up in the back pocket, Harrison. Difficult shot for the man who played 6 games last year with Hawthorn. Tight angle, the right foot. Difficult to get it with that. That is a superb kick. And Matthew Dennis reduces the Mazenod lead to 21 points.
All of a sudden, it's only 3 goals. Brighton looking like they've got a bit of momentum running at the moment. Jackson in the middle, Tim's getting a lot of the ball out. And of course, the ever dangerous Dennis, as you saw there.
Mazenod did lead by 35 points halfway through the first term. And it's now down to 21. Having a birthday. O'Donoghue tracking it, gets it. O'Hara, which way? That way, still going. Meehan provides the option. Kavanagh just runs under it. Good mark to Gadsden, having a great game.
Yes, get on top of Kavanagh, just playing off him.
That's Patterson. Oh, goes east-west and finds Dunn. That is a backman's nightmare.
Yeah, it was a bad one.
So the momentum that has been with Brighton is about to swing. Costly turnover, costly clanger. And Mazenod chance here through Jerome Dunn.
I will say though, Brad Dunn, I haven't got the greatest confidence in his kicking.
We're shooting with no breeze, a slight angle, and going from 30 metres. Not look confident, but Dunn has got the result he wants. It's Mazenod by 27 points.
And it's the result counts. So, yeah, on by Dunn. Patterson obviously under pressure to kick. Put that one down to good chasing by the Mazenod forwards.
Smoke-free scores Mazenod 8 goals 3, 51. Old Brighton 3-6-24. 4 minutes into the second term of this section grand final. Being brought to you by Sports Cover, Smoke-free, Jefferson Ford and Scott Partners. They nullify each other, the ruckman will go again. And that was an important piece of by Patterson, wasn't it, when he went the wrong way.
Well, yeah, very important for Mazenod that they got a goal. If Brighton had got another goal quickly, you would have thought that they would have really started into that lead.
Umpire hit another good bounce. That's Perry. O'Donoghue was a tackler. We'll bounce it again.
Dale Tapping taking off, bringing on Bristow. I'm not sure if he's concerned about the amount of ball that Parry's getting or whether next just having a rest.
O'Hara, the tap, comes out to Ian. Spearing kick. Kavanagh just couldn't get on the end of it. Simon Gadsden in the...
He's certainly presenting as Kavanagh, although the ball isn't being delivered to him, and that was just one example. There's been many others where it's gone high to him.
Hewitt there, number 21 against O'Donoghue. Hewitt got the tap. That's Tucker. All in. Williams goes to the punch. As now it's Nickus. It was Simon Gadsden who punched out as well. I think he's having a telling effect, even though the back line's let through 8 goals. He's the one shining light.
Yeah, he's been the one that's just got his hand in front of the ball when Kavanagh was about to mark. Good knock out there by O'Donoghue, though. Into
the passage, and McIntyre ridden into the ground, and that was against Simon Gadsden. That's one of his few mistakes.
Just a bit unruly, wasn't it? McIntyre's momentum was going forward. He didn't really need to do that. He just needed to sit off him and wait till he picked the ball up, but riding him like that wasn't the answer.
Well, McIntyre's going to kick from 45 metres, and we're about to see what sort of set shot he is. He's got a lovely left foot kicking style. This to make it a 33-point lead. It's not a bad effort.
It's a very good effort, and again, their confidence is up. So if they can put a second quarter together like the first, then Brighton will definitely be in big trouble. Brighton just having trouble running the back line cleanly. When they can get it out of across the half forward line, it generally goes, the full distance.
Smoke-free scores, Mazenod 9 goals 3, 57. Old Brighton 3-6-24. We've gone 7 minutes on the All-Star Australian time clock. Brighton lead Mazenod 2-1 ahead. Both those wins here at Elsternwick Park. Hitton, another fantastic bounce. O'Hara wins the tap again. Phelan, Dennis, that's been touched. Mark Murray, always good to gather. Now, Pickering, not so prevalent this term. Oh, great vision.
Terrific shepherd by Phelan as well.
Meehan coming into the game. Into the zone. Lancaster nearly. That's Kavanagh. And we have a bounce.
Just a correction there, sorry. But it was Tucker laying that shepherd on for his skipper there.
Great teamwork, isn't it, at Mazenod? Can we just see the steam rising on a ball over? Now the free kick going to Simon Gadsden. O'Donoghue was crude then.
He doesn't mind throwing his weight around, and that's a good thing on most times. He's going to give away a free kick, but he'll break the ball loose for the McIntyres of this world.
That was actually Hewitt. So he gets it to Phelan. Now Williams, rushed. Fitzgerald. And Quirk goes back to Quirk. Tucker. Quick tap. Oh, Hanley. Just to come off Harrison. Look at Pickering here against Williams. The two captains on the rise. That's fantastic, Pickering. McIntyre needed some support. Hanley did the bump. Williams. Perry. The kick goes backwards to Poland. Another turnover. Jackson just can't get in.
Going at a critical point, Brad. If Mazenod can hold steady here and perhaps get another goal, Brighton might start getting nervous. They need to still score goals.
Well, Parry was taken high. Dennis backwards. Hewitt. Parry threw himself, just couldn't get the shepherd. Fitzgerald always looked classy. Now this is Bristow, just come on the rise, didn't go to Matt Gadsden. Oh, delightful out there by Ryan. Get it to McIntyre.
This is what I'm talking about. If Mazenod can prove they've got the mettle when the pressure is applied by Brighton, they'll get confidence.
Barrow, hit by O'Donoghue. Oh, Pickering, Hanley over the top. Here's Kavanagh, a goal shot. Oh, Kavanagh has missed it. A chance to take it out to a 7-goal lead at the 10-minute mark of the second term of this grand final. Kavanagh has kicked 50 goals for the season. Well, William, what's up feeling?
We might come back to that later on, because that could have a bearing. I've just got a feeling game gone low and hard.
Off up back. Perry, strong mark.
A very good shepherd there by McLaughlin. Just held off.
You're not meant to shepherd though when you're going for marks.
Blocking.
Thank you. Mark Murray, not meant to other. Good take, Meehan. Over Hewitt. Slow Hewitt. Meehan. Into the zone, Harrison, or was it going to be Lancaster or Dunn? O'Donoghue. Well read. Got it from Dunn. Now Jackson loves to run. On the smoke free. Bradley, wonderful lead. Doesn't hold it. That's not like Jared. It's a free kick too high against Nelson.
Gee, O'Donoghue, you could see what he was trying to do, but he just couldn't get it out of his hands. He also had to kick it, and then he saw McIntyre lose. Bradley from this position, we saw him last week. Slot one with ease. So wouldn't surprise me if he puts it right through the middle.
A little bit more pressure on here. His side trails by 34 points, and it's going to make it. Oh, Jared Bradley. It's only been paid a point. It's paid a point. Jared Bradley complained last week in the second semi that he thought he got 9 straight goals, not 8 goals won. I think he can complain again.
Well, it must have gone over the post, that's all I can say. It certainly looks like a goal from here, but in the better position, I guess.
Well, quickly by Quirk. Adam Hanley, one of the best players out there. Poor quality bounce. Now Bradley, raking kick. And just about McLaughlin. Spalling by Ryan. Fitzgerald in there against Parry. He gets up again, that little man going off screen. Is he the best on ground, Parry?
He and McIntyre certainly, and Pickering have been the 3 players who have given their forwards the ball. But again, I say this next 10-minute period, Brighton got to start to fire up.
So that's Parry from Murray. Lancaster, he's on the wing. Putting the pun. Oh, terrible to us.
Yeah, I don't know who was going for there. All I could see was 3 Brighton players.
Should have gone long. Oh, Tucker, that's holding the ball. Big turnover. Meehan pounces on it. Advantage. Terrible kick. Well done, Barrow.
He's just under pressure.
No, there's going to be a free kick for shepherding. It's going to Mazenod, to McIntyre.
25 here too, if you can get it back.
Can't believe it, Barrow. McIntyre, the quick tap. Good vision to Pickering. A bounce inside the arc. Here's the captain. He's going to go for goal. And the captain has put his side into a 7-goal lead. Unbelievable. Mazenod have gone out to this big break in this second term.
Oh, so big that David Murray taken off Parry, obviously resting his legs for later on in the game, and they've brought on Morgan. Gee, I don't know, Brad. I think Brighton just don't look right. There's still a lot of this game to play, and they've got the sort of players that cut into that lead very quickly, but Mazenod's confidence is soaring.
O'Hara gets another tap. Tucker with confidence. Oh, and big bump on Dunn. Play on, looked a bit high. Next wonderful tackle by O'Donoghue, and it's been given holding the man.
It was a solid tackle. If anything, I thought it was perhaps a bit high.
I think the umpire thought that too. Just the wrong signal. How do I know how umpires think? I don't, but how someone else would think. But I just got the feeling it was just the wrong signal. Anyway, they got the free kick. So, Krusniak back on the ground. Centre half back. Side trails by 39 points. Is flipped over, but here's Barrow backing him up. From behind the circle, Adam Perry, Jared Bradley, Jackson hoovers it. Backwards, Perry, quick to Bradley. Can he get that to the zone? Oh, good there. McLaughlin at the top of the zone, and that is wonderful play by Jared Bradley.
Couldn't agree with you more. The amateur player of the year. You'd think without a goal on the board, having missed one, he'd have a shot as McLaughlin shoots. Doesn't make a mistake there. That he would have gone for it himself. Brad. Very unselfishly screwed it back where we saw there were two of his teammates. So they've got the long-awaited goal they needed.
That brings the lead back to 33 points for Mazenod, and it stops a run of 3 goals, 3 unanswered goals from the Nodders. So, free score. Mazenod 10-4-64, Brighton 4-7-31, halfway through the second term on the All-Star Australia time clock.
This next goal, Brad, is a big one. Brighton can get 2 in a row. Their confidence will go up. If Mazenod can answer again, it'll mean a lot to them.
And they're going out of the centre again. They've dominated the centre brace. Mazenod from O'Hara to Pickering. And this is Kelly. He's looking for either Dunn or Hugh. Neither get it. Pickering, so quick, isn't he? Kelly taps it to Mark Murray. He's off. Lancaster, normally a raking kick. Goes to the zone. Kavanagh just couldn't get his fingers on it. Free ball. Will he go for the snap? Bending. Misses by a metre. So back to a 34 lead to Mazenod. Can you believe this?
Well, I'm surprised, to say the least. Tucker shut up better there. Had time.
So Williams. Lovely to McLaughlin. Harrison just can't get in on the Wiley. McLaughlin. Oh, Perry. Nearly. O'Hara. Perry. Ball goes out the back. And this is Kavanagh up from centre half forward onto the wing. Top screen, we've got a dog. I think the umpire has seen it. It's a brown Kelpie. There he is. We haven't seen him for a while. There's also a blood rule, so an enforced break here. And coming off is Simon Gadsden, with blood coming out of his eyebrow. Let's check those smoke-free scores. Mazenod 10-5-65, Old Brighton 4-7-31, a 34-point lead at the 17-minute mark of the second term. Now here we have Gadsden coming off gate for blood, and White comes on. I don't know if Simon Gadsden can come back. I want to check on that.
I'll check.
On the wing, Matt Gadsden to Dennis. Perry getting some good touch. Phelan. Loopy hand pass comes off. Next. Will be pretty good. Perry holding it. Jackson, good with the dash. Pretty good looking kick, just goes to the right. So it's a 33-point lead again to Mazenod.
Yeah, just probably up right at the moment, just not quite right. Just off their game, but they're not far away from coming good.
What's the ruling on Simon Gadsden? Can he come back on?
He can come back on the goal.
Doesn't have to go through the gate.
Learn something new every match.
Looked a bit dangerous to me. Mark Murray, the designated restart. Lancaster. As we've got McIntyre coming off and coming on to replace him. I'd say they're going to try and just rest him. They have not had a break, the Mazenod side. Look at that for a kick. It was towards Dutton. This is Mark Murray. But into the bread basket of Williams.
This is a great time for Mazenod. They've got McIntyre and Parry off the ground. Two of their prime movers around the middle. They can just hold on for the next 5 minutes. I'll probably get those blokes back on.
That's late by Tucker. That's 25 metres. Yep. No breaks this year for Mazenod. Come into this game having played 20 games in a row, whereas Brighton, they're the only side in B section to have had a break because of the week's rest by winning the second semi. Put off as Lennox goes towards Bradley. Just about pulled in. I think that's Matt Gadsden. Chris Martin Nickus, too low for him. That's Fisher, Matt Gadsden, Adam Perry, Jackson. Gee, he's got a dash of pace. Close goal here. Can Perry take the mark? He can. Nick Perry has taken a strong take. Poor quality there from Melbourne High, taken a strong take. Brian Corliss, my English master, will be writhing when he hears that.
Perry lifted his rating in the last 5 minutes. You saw a big attempt for a mark on the wing as he slots that goal through easily. 27-point lead now to Mazenod. Sorry for O'Hara, covered I felt, but he keeping his eye on the ball. I think he bumped into Mark Murray, his own man, which left Nick Perry able to mark the ball.
Scoreboard, Mazenod 10-5-65, Old Brighton 5-8-38, 20 minutes on the All-Star Australia time clock. And you mentioned Pickering kicked the goal to put Mazenod out to a 39-point lead, that the next couple of goals would be important. They've both gone to Brighton. So an important break here out of the centre. Perfect bounce by umpire Hinton. The tap there goes by Rickaby. Now Matt Gadsden getting a few touches. Adam Perry, attempted mark, it's been paid, he played on. Ooh.
It was a late whistle.
Jackson back to Krisniak. That's smothered. Quirk doing the volleyball work. Nickus have a bounce. I'm just wondering if the whistle and the player thinks it is playing. I think he should have been given the benefit and he should have been able to come back.
I think the player probably didn't know and was waiting for a whistle.
Right. So you know the tricks of the players.
Absolutely.
Especially the forwards. Rickaby backwards. Nelson. Is it light drizzle here at Elswick Park? Dunn out in front. Tucker. Lancaster behind the smoke from the wing. Looking for O'Donoghue, just too much weight on the kick. Williams tracking it to the line. Be happy with that. He's tail tapping. We can just get a shot of tail tapping. Well, there he is. He had his hand on his head and he can see the rain. How's it going to affect the game?
Well, I think it'll favour Mazenod, if anything. I think they're sort of better low at the ground. As Parry comes back on, as you can see into your screen there, it's those type of players that rally the ball below the hips.
And ball still in. And we have a bounce. Now this is one of the, let me tell you about umpiring, this is one of the hardest bounces going around. Bounce next to the line. So you're allowed to come in about 5 metres. The last thing you want as an umpire in a grand final is to bounce the ball and have it go out of bounds without it being touched. It is embarrassing. Perfect. And it's tapped out by O'Donoghue with. So look at those free scores. Mazenod 10-5-65, Old Brighton 5-8-30, 23 minutes. Second term on the All-Star Australia time clock.
Big 5 minutes coming up too.
O'Donoghue up against Rickaby. Lennox gets the hand pass. Dennis, plenty of exchange with him. Lennox again. Perry, Nick.
Beautiful way Dennis held on to that ball. Just held it off his opponent. Didn't give it until he knew he was clear.
Bradley or McLaughlin, neither. Lennox just out of bounds. 45 away, and I don't think we've had a game this year where it's right.
Very few. It's rained a lot during the week this year, but not so much on weekends.
And you think it'll have to the advantage of the side that is lead?
Well, I rate Brighton a more skillful side, so therefore it may have an effect in that regard. And Bradley won't be able to grab on the ball as easily.
Phelan weaves from 40 metres. That was touched, I think. Oh, well done last line by Quirk. But was it touched off the boot?
I think, yeah, it ricocheted, if anything.
Didn't hear the call. Just about hit time on in the second term. All-Star Australia clock. 27-point lead to Mazenod.
Doesn't look like the type of rain, Brad, that's going to, I wouldn't have thought.
Weather forecaster, as well as being property developer, Nick Burke. Here's the captain, Pickering. Loop to Mark Murray. Poor kick. Good, maybe a slippery ball there for McLaughlin. That's Barrow. Stealing. Percentage piece of work. Off the ground. Hitting it hard is Kavanagh. He's looking for Harrison. Williams. Yep. Over the top. He was on him like a virus, wasn't he? All over him. He's
a wily old cat, is Harrison. He used a bit of his experience. He knew Williams had him covered and he wasn't going to be able to mark it. So rather than jumping, he stayed down and let Williams crawl over the top.
This for a 32-point lead. Harrison has one goal already. No breeze. And Harrison has brought up his second goal for the match. One in the first and one in the second.
They're the type of goals that really hurt you from a Brighton point of view. You've been doing most of the attacking and all of a sudden, from nothing really, Mazenod get another goal clear.
Free scoreboard, Mazenod 11 goals 5, 71. Old Brighton 5-9, 39. Just into time on the All-Star clock. I've referred to this ground as the hoodoo ground for Old Brighton in the past 2 years. Maybe it's the witch doctors are out again. Pickering with a big kick. Ricochets. Falling over there is Morgan on the ground. Pickering against Perry. Timms. The tap. Oh, well done, Hanley. Good second effort too. Lovely vision, Lancaster. Now Meehan. That was Kelly. Good pick up, Kelly. Oh, too much attitude. And Kavanagh just didn't get the bounce he wanted. And Simon Gadsden with the headgear rushes through. 33-point lead now to Mazenod.
4 minutes to go, I'd say, from this. Brighton, you think you've got to get a goal or two.
They got a goal in the quarter-time siren to give them some momentum. Timms, this is it. McLaughlin. Bradley, too strong. Nelson fell over and Bradley stood strong.
You saw Brighton put the ball into the forward line quickly and Mazenod couldn't get the numbers back to double team him.
I've just checked, Nick, that Bradley has not kicked the goal. Checked not 3 times because this man leads the sharpshooters. It's McKinnon Sport Medicine's sharpshooters. 80 goals this year. Yet to trail the scorers. And we're nearly at half-time. Grand final day from directly in front. Jared Bradley has missed. Ominous signs.
Yeah, that might start playing on his mind for the next one now. They need him now, especially from 30 out.
That's 2 behinds from set shots in this term.
Although I think you could put the other goal down, the one where he kicked it to the top of the square.
Sure. And I think the first behind was a goal myself. That doesn't matter. The goal umpire has made the decision.
Mazenod really want to just shut the game or shut the quarter now if they can. Play down the line, get ball ups.
Now this is Adam Perry. Centers it. Fisher. Perry with the kick. Quick kick to the zone. Oh, lovely mark by McLaughlin. Falling back, that was a great take.
A very good hand from McLaughlin. Fingertip, in fact. The ball might be a bit greasy as well.
McLaughlin hasn't got a goal either. Oh, Brighton have only 5 goals. Mazenod have 11. To bring it back to 26 points. McLaughlin's done it just on half-time. They did on quarter-time. Old Brighton get a little bit of momentum their way.
With the second semi, you'd think this game's going to be won and lost in the third quarter. In the second semi, and in fact, correct me if I'm wrong, Brad, but did Mazenod win 3 of the 4 quarters in the second semi?
They did.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one, isn't it?
So free scores, Mazenod 11-6, 72. Old Brighton 46, 10, 46. 26-point lead to the Nodders. 29 minutes gone. All-Star Australia time. By Hinton's, bouncing has been a feature. O'Hara. Meehan. Now this is White. Poor bounce for him. Good second with Morgan on his tail. And Dennis is happy to see the ball out.
Interesting to see. He's got Perry now tagging, as you see on the screen there. Matt Jackson, who's come into the game more this half, so he's put one of his best soldiers on Jackson.
Now here's Nickus. Timms. Smoke from the wing, outer wing. Adam Hanley, been impressed by his game. At Gadsden to Dennis. And, nearly to Adam Pearce, but it's out of bounds where the arc meets the boundary. This term, it's 4 goals to Brighton and 4 goals to Mazenod. So we're back to where we started at quarter time when the lead was 27 points.
Deceptively long kick is Matthew Dennis. You could see, and we noticed stateside, we spoke about it to our forwards, that he's 10 metres longer than most other players without appearing to do so.
Pickering. Mark Murray. His daughter's on that flank. That was done front. This is Nickus on the right. Back to Bristow. Played with the Collingwood reserves this side this year. Nick Perry. We took a tremendous mark at the 20-minute mark in the goal square. And he's been not being a backman, but in a bid to try and get some more strike up. He's up forward. And Nick Perry, can he bring the lead down to 20 points at half-time?
You'd think it would be the last opportunity with the 31-minute mark coming up.
Stakes are high here. Perry from the 45-degree angle on the 45 mark. Missed by a metre. So it's down to 25 points.
Yeah, it would have been a very handy one for Brighton there, but he just missed it. Quick kick out, danger here.
Well, that was trying to find Fisher. The bottom of the pack is Ryan. Fisher looking for the line, gets it 40 metres away from the Tunners goals.
It was good. That
scored, Nick. 6-11 to 11-6. Half-time, and they remain the scores. Smoke-free scoreboard, grand final, 2000 in B section. Mazenod 11-6-72. Old Brighton 6-11-47. And just as the scores are sort of synchronised but backwards, look at that for the time on the All-Star Australia time clock. 31-31. Second half of the B section grand final, and we have leading at 25 points Mazenod. That time Ewart got the fifth, and we'll go again. A couple of metres into attack are the Nodders. They led by 27 at quarter time, and now it's 25 as we start the third term.
Looked at them as they ran out, Brad. Very committed, very intense bunch of young men.
Which one was that? Which side?
Mazenod. I didn't see Brighton come out.
Okay, Barrow with a hand pass. Mark Murray to Pickering. Smothered beautifully by Phelan. Out of bounds. Worth noting that Mazenod haven't won a B grade VAFA premiership. They played in the 95 B grade grand final, losing to Haileybury by 4 goals. So that's Donahue to Lancaster. Well, good play there by Bristow. That's Fitzgerald. Timms. White got the kick. Now Nick Perry, been a revelation up forward. Term. Palucci. Big mash. On the rise is Poland. That was touched as well. Matthew Dennis. Spot the line. 40 metres to attack for Mazenod.
Well, already there's been a few bits of play, most notably with Picking, then with me, and where Brighton closed up more, didn't allow them the time and the space to hit their targets. That's what they've got to do. In those close-in contests, they've got to really clamp down on them.
That was Barrow up. Now McIntyre back on the ground, got a little rest in the second quarter. O'Donoghue. It's good play by Simon Fitzgerald, Lennox, McIntyre. White was the tackler. Timms jars it out. Quick there by Lennox. Maybe too good for White. Back into a pack. And the free kicks come up here, and it's going to Pickering.
Just where to place himself there. He knew the player was coming in hard from behind. Just stuck up his bum, got the free kick.
Geez, shown a wonderful leadership role as Andrew Pickering. Awful looking kick. Maybe he did the intelligent thing, and that's too high by Tucker on Nick Perry.
He was a bit lucky, I thought, Perry. He tried to beat that tackle. All they had to do was pin him around the waist, and he was on. Because he signalled to everyone that he was going to kick him on, didn't he?
I think he's dropped 4 kilograms this year, Nick Perry. One of the reasons Old lost only 2 games during the home and away. Got it to White, back to Perry. McLaughlin, lovely. He's got some great skills.
Of interest, Brad, one of those games was North. I don't know.
Mazenod. First game of the year. Parry, really best on ground. I think he's just controlling this wing beautifully. Over the back, McLaughlin, Mark Murray at least now. Murray dominating. And he gets Adam Peary. Awful loopy hand pass to Dennis. Makes something of it. Over the ball is Poland. Won't get the free kick for holding the ball. It's a bounce, as you can see. 45 away from Brighton's goals. Interestingly, they played twice here. Once in the second semi, these two sides, and once in the second round of matches. And it was both times comfortably over Mazenod. That was McLaughlin with the tap, and McIntyre happy to take it out of bounds.
So was the loss down at Brighton, or was it out at
Waverley on the big ground of Central Reserve? No Jared Bradley that day. And McLaughlin again doing the ruck work. Perry. Was that a quick snap there by Jackson?
It was a snap, but I think it was a header over the boundary and it bounced off someone's body.
Great courage by the backman of Mazenod. Important piece of ruck work here. O'Hara falls over. Whistle, kick, and it's going to O'Hara or Mark Murray. Time off. It's 25 by Perry to get it back, Nick, and that could just about be 25 again. And when I was umpiring, when I was 15-metre penalties, if the hand pass didn't hit the player on the chest, it was an extra 15.
Wayne Hinton wasn't looking at the exact moment that ball hit the ground, because I'm pretty sure he would have given another 25.
O'Hara, great game by the veteran. Love mark to Bristow.
O'Donoghue's very important for Mazenod. They need him at a minimum to bring the ball to the ground for them.
Too much hang time in the air. Oh, Adam Perry nearly pulls in a ripper. Mark Murray gets it to Morgan. Palucci, Lucy hand pass. This is Quirk, one of the great backmen today. A lot of hang time in the kick for Kavanagh. Simon Gadsden, terrific. Kavanagh, intelligent. This is Morgan. Short pass is on to Dunn. Just does not come off. The game lifts. And this is Bristow. Dunn. What a tackle the ball. The perfect tackle. Tim's one-arm tackle. Can't beat it.
Gee, you're on your edge of your seat. I was on the edge of mine there. 2 minds, wasn't he, Morgan? Go for goal, pass it. Probably chose the wrong option, obviously, in the end. 35-point lead to Mazenod. And Lennox takes a mark. We've gone on the All-Star Australia time clock. Yet to get a score in this second half. This first goal of this half, so important. This game's on an absolute tightrope at the moment.
Oh, Lennox, bag kick, and Meehan on that back flank. Now Tucker, been handy. Yes, against Dennis, came into the front of him.
He's been handy in both finals. He's noticeable because he's long hair or long sleeve, but he's always seemed to be in play.
And Andrew Pickering, he's the brother of Justin and Michael Pickering, of Richmond fame.
Doesn't deserve to live in there the way he's playing today.
Look at him huffing and puffing. He's going to make sure he gives everything in this grand final. The tap is to Tucker. They can feel a boil over. Mazenod could had their first VAFA B section premiership. Tucker into the zone. Not good delivery. Oh, it was his teammate. Barrow goes back to Barrow somehow. Adam Hanley on the rise to Phelan. A few mistakes there coming in by Mazenod and Timms.
Holding up at the moment. They've got the numbers back there, have Brighton. It's this kick here that's the crucial one. If they kick it to a 50-50 like they have there, they're not getting anything out of it. They need to be running the ball through the middle.
One of the things about amateur football, Nick, is the quality of overhead marking, and not always as good as I'd like to see it, but today it's been terrific.
Yeah, both sides have notable markers. Murray especially for Mazenod. Terrific set of hands. But Brighton's run in their legs, they're just not carrying the ball with their legs through the lines like I'm used to them seeing. Mainly because they won't allow them.
Out of bounds again. It's a messy, scrappy sort of game. And look at that, Dennis with me in there just going to see their opponents, but they're showing some camaraderie.
They're hanging in there. They're certainly not out of it, are Brighton, although 8 minutes around this quarter, they really haven't eaten into that lead in any way.
Have they had any more important goal to be scored in this season of 2000? Well, Jackson, he's just so gutsy. Palucci. Now this is Poland. Jackson's got him. And Matt Jackson, who normally dominates, you'd have to say he's not been himself.
I heard at half time he had, I think it was 5 or 6 kicks and 10 handballs. And I think 10 handballs are a result of close contact with his opponent.
Well, this to bring it down to 19 points. The closest will have been since the first quarter. Jackson for his first goal. Misses by 3 metres. 24 points.
Just snuck in for a...
Got you right, aren't you, Nick, about this being on the edge. Yeah, that goal, it's just going to be so valuable.
You can sense it. This is a big out, Mazenod. If they can get the ball up the end of the ground now and score.
He's varied his kicking, Mark Murray. He's chipped it left, right, and long down the middle. Meehan drives it. Palucci late. Dennis nearly. Palucci did well. Palucci as is Dennis. Good to Timms. Dennis. Lovely by McLaughlin, the shepherd, into the zone. And Adam Perry. Do you want to be kicking from there? Is there any harder spot on Elsmead Park from which to kick?
They'd like to do it, but I'm sure Dale's happening on anyway at the moment. Perry, better shot for goal than Jackson from a shot. Nice close swing.
Not enough pressure there from Mazenod, and he smashes the goalpost, does Perry. 23-point lead to the Nodders.
Difficult to be critical of him there, but I think when you're in that position, you really want to go about 2/3 of the way up to the man on the mark. 2 quick steps to your right, which opens it up. You shouldn't have any problems then. Well,
Murray, which way will he go this time? To the attacking side of Elsmead Park for Old Brighton. Morgan, straight down to Fitzgerald. Feel pressure on him by Palucci. Holding the ball.
It was a big one. Perry had it. And another 25 too.
That's bad by Adam Perry. That's showing a lack of discipline, isn't it? And it could be 25 again. Here we go again. Make it 50. And bounces. It could be... I'm close to being a 75-metre penalty, but...
I don't think Palucci made too much of an effort for that.
He's on the smoke-free wing, is Palucci. A good pinch hitter. Parry. Oh, late by White. And some feeling coming into this match.
There looks to be nothing of Parry when you look at him, but he's very solidly built underneath. Very little body fat, very fit player.
Parry on looking for O'Donoghue and Barrow. Been one of the best, hasn't he, for Old Brighton?
He stood up down there. He's got on top of O'Donoghue in that second quarter. Mazenod need O'Donoghue to come back to the game. He's so important for them.
How come Brighton have had more scoring shots, yet they trail by 4 goals?
They're all been what we've seen this quarter, I think. Tight angles, under pressure. They haven't been shots that have been particularly well set up.
Another pack at 50. Not as goals.
Also, that Mazenod back line led by Mark Murray is very good when the pressure's on. And they do bottle the ball up. A lot of pressure on the player going for goal.
Umpire Givens restarts the play. O'Donoghue to Morgan. Lennox. Courageous take. That is premiership winning football.
Trademark from Simon. Very good keeping his eyes on the ball. We've seen him do that at state level with big players bearing down on. It doesn't matter who's coming. Very good at that sort of play.
High kick. Nick Perry should have been paid the mark. A rare error from the umpires. Nickus hanging the kick. McLaughlin. Good mark.
They're hanging on to a few here, Brighton, but this one now they need to keep going forward.
Oh, Quirk, smart to spoil Fitzgerald.
If Bradley hasn't been able to find space, there you see him 70 metres out, going into the boundary line. It's not what he'd like to be doing.
That's Bristow getting the big hit. Parry, it'll be a bounce. Enjoying I think the umpiring is good.
I think it's pretty good. I thought then Parry may have been able to make an effort. Sure. I thought he was a bit lucky then.
Just shows you how the grey areas of our rules, or our laws of our game, because I thought it was a good decision. Ball Pickering. Now that's Ryan. White. Hope. And maybe McLaughlin. No. O'Hara, like a rover. That's a throw. And very great vision. McLaughlin open goal. Has he snuck it in? No, just behind. Another tight call for umpire Segota.
Gee, we've seen some important goals missed from that, haven't we?
Well, we saw Kavanagh miss one at the 10-minute mark. That would have put his side 39 points up in the second term. And now we saw McLaughlin, the best skilled players on the park.
Mazenod at the moment just having a bit of problem getting the game going, Brad. Just see there, poor pass from Mark Murray.
Well, thankfully Nelson got a touch. Otherwise, it would have been a shot to goal by McLaughlin. He could have atoned for that miss.
Just wondering whether the early signs are there of Mazenod perhaps starting to tire after a couple of heavy games.
Neither side had a goal in this third term. We're halfway through it on the All-Star Australia time clock. That's Nick trying to track the ball. Dennis, a snap. Adam Perry's taken the mark. And surely this will be the first goal of the second half. And it's going to bring the Tunners to within 3 goals.
Yeah, it was sort of inevitable that Brighton would get that first goal. They've been doing all the attacking. And for Mazenod's point of view, yeah, there may be a few early signs that they're a little bit spent. But I wouldn't dare write them off just yet.
Perry back into the team today. He's got it. He's threaded that. And the lead now is 16 points to Mazenod.
Well, 16 points is nothing for a side like Brighton, and Jared Bradley and Fitzgerald really made an impression on the scoreboard today, so they're right back in it now. The question is, can they keep going? Can Mazenod drag the ground, going back to a scrummy type affair and just work from that point of view?
Smoke-free scoreboard, Mazenod, 11 goals, 6-72. That's what they were at halftime. For Brighton, 7-14, 56. 16 minutes into the third term. It was O'Hara. Still around. He went through hard. This is Williams. Oh, quick tap. My pick. Now, Poland, a half kick. That's Barrow. This is Perry.
This game is down to centimetres. You saw Mazenod nearly got it out, but not quite, and it's making a huge difference in centimetres again there. A bad mistake by Perry.
And Ryan wants to run on with it, but he must go behind your mark. Players like that, experienced players should realise that.
Crucial for Mazenod to get the next goal to show they're still up there with them.
Hoover in the pack, Palucci, Phelan, good work, holds it up.
Again, just little things are really starting to come into this game. If he could have kept that ball in front of him, would have had an open paddock in which to run.
The last 2 goals, or the past 2 goals of the match have gone to Brighton. They kept on the siren in the second quarter. And that one then by Perry. Williams. And out of bounds. So, They don't pick up 30 metres, the Tunners.
Been quiet today has Simon Williams.
As has Lennox down there in the back line. Normally Lennox gets so much work space.
Well, they need Lennox's run going. At the moment he's being sort of anchored back there, withstanding the pressure. They need him running through to the half-forward line.
It was McLaughlin doing the ruck work. Hanley done a bit of ruck work this turn. McLaughlin with his leap. Now Tucker to Mean. And look at Bristow make up some ground. Good athleticism.
So dangerous on Elstwick Park, Brett. If you kick across the face, you open it up and see what's happening right now happen.
Ball bounces in front of Kavanagh, but might have been fatigued. And Nelson takes the mark. He's got McIntyre by himself on the rebound. Here come the Nodders. That's clean to Pickering.
I need McIntyre back in this game. Sat on the bench the first 15 minutes of the last 15 minutes of the second. He's been missing in the first 15 minutes of this.
Poland. Pickering, I'm waiting to see him kick a long ball. And Dunn gets the tap. Where will he go? O'Donoghue and Meehan in front. Simon Gasson not paid. Play on. That was Morgan. It's free. Williams. Delightful there. Great defensive play.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a mark. Umpire Convinced, I think, was on the wrong side, but you would have thought he would have paid that.
At 50 away from the Mazenod goals. Bristow over the back. Barrow. A lot of that two timing in the, or tag teaming in the ruck for the throw-ins. Dennis. Oh, he breaks two tackles. One from O'Hara, one from Tucker. Backwards, Phelan. Dennis. It's come unstuck. Well done by Bellucci again.
Big play here, Brett.
Mark Murray. Half volley. Kavanagh rise to Lancaster. Is a goal kicker. They love it at Mazenod. And Mazenod skip to a 22-point lead at the 19-minute mark of the third term of this grand final.
The biggest ball for the day was Lancaster sunk his boot into that one. That would have given the players on the field, and every player from the full-back up has run the field congratulating each other. Confidence is back there. Brighton got to come back. They've got to answer their call right now.
Such an important kick on the smoke-free scoreboard. Mazenod 12-6, 78. Such good accuracy. Bob Brighton 7-14, 56. And that was Bristow. Nickus out towards Tim. Trying to support Mackinson. Mark Murray. Tim again. Now a clean take. McIntyre. Been terrific today. Meehan to the wing. Plenty of hang on the kick. Is it too much? Bristow gets there late. Free for Bellucci. So Bristow did well.
It was a beautiful kick by Lancaster, wasn't it? That was all of 60 metres. Haven't seen a lot of him today compared to his other finals appearances.
45 metres into attack. Mazenod, they're shooting at 66%. Up at 33%.
Yep, and it's the top of the tape right. Donoghue giving away a free kick. He's looking a bit tight at the moment, arguing with umpires.
Mazenod have flooded their back line. Not one in their forward line. Dunn, he's normally a forward. He's dropped back. Ryan packs it up. Now Donoghue goes back for Mazenod on their forward line, as does Morgan. But game is in the balance. Good by O'Hara, Pickering. They're enjoying those outs. The Mazenod little vice captain. He knows so much is at stake here. Lennox gets paid the mark. 10 metres in front of the centre circle.
Matt Dennis been taken off. I just wonder whether he's injured as a result of that hard knock he got before. You'd think you'd have him on the ground, wouldn't you?
Certainly. You wouldn't be resting him at this stage. Crucial stage. Had the week's rest last week. Now Jared Bradley's got it. The match winner doesn't bother to look around to see if a player's free because he might be outside the arc. He might be going to 55 metres. But Jared Bradley, possibly the best kick in amateur football, is a race kick. For a strike. It's going to be close. It is so accurate. And back come the Tunners.
Trademark thump when the ball hits Bradley's boot there, and that was beautifully kicked. That's what they need, but it's his first. He's got to kick about 4 or 5 more for them to win this game, because at the moment they appear to have a bit thin forward in terms of conversion.
1 goal 2 for Jared Bradley. Free scoreboard, Notters 12-6, 78. Old Brighton 8-14, 62. Crucial here to me in the square and to Brighton.
Again, O'Donoghue, I think he's lost a bit of concentration.
And Bradley nearly being held as Krisniak. Play on, a long way from the scene. Tucker.
Play by Tucker. Bit lucky to get away with it, but dump it out without being deliberate. Jackson coming off now for Dennis. Dennis maybe a bit of a Jackson's now.
Rickaby does the ruck work. Parry, McIntyre, and Nicholas and McIntyre clash. A bit nasty.
A bit of frustration. You think about 6 or 7 minutes ago in this quarter. Absolutely crucial, these minutes for both sides.
They've had that 4-goal-ish buffer, haven't they? Most of the game they have Mazenod kicking 7 goals to 2 in the first term.
Mazenod tried to kill the clock in the second quarter and it didn't work. Brighton got 2 goals. You sense they're trying to do it again here. Danger.
Rickaby and a free kick. I think it's for O'Hara. He looks tired. That's what tired ruckmen do. They fall over.
And he should go short here to Tucker, but he misses him. The line to O'Donoghue.
Work there by Bristow. Hanley. Gosh, he's been valuable. Lucci a chance. Got options. Kavanagh. Simon gets there again. Now Patterson has been quiet and can do something well here off the half back line. Good looking kick. Could be dangerous. Timms. Well, Patterson will butter up. No. There he is now, waiting for him to get to the screen. Well done, Palucci, to get him out of bounds.
Gadsden's got a very long reach, and I think Kavanagh's got to be coming forward. He's getting better of him. He can't rely on getting the ball over the top of him. That's about the occasion that he's been foiled.
Brighton have lost 3 games in the past years here at this ground that they should have won. And they should be winning this one, based on their form. Brilliant ball sport from him. Mark Murray, gosh, he provides well. But he gives up to Simon Gadsden again. Drives it back towards the Bradley area. Free kick going to Bradley. Now surely it's an advantage paid. That was White to Dennis. He beats Quirk. Now Fitzgerald open goal. It's a 10-point game. Here come the Tunners.
They've got the run there. They've got the turnover on the half back line. Crowds supporting them. A lot of support behind the goals. Confidence. Back slapping up. They kick. Signs perhaps a little bit better.
On the free scoreboard, Mazenod 12 goals, 6, 78. Old Brighton 9 goals, 14, 68. And on the All-Star 3 at time, gone 27 minutes, third term.
Mazenod just appear to tire a little bit at the end of the quarters. I think a bit of a pattern of pushing.
That's sensible. Haven't had the break. Brighton has. Timmy in the square again, and again it's going. Brighton.
Again, it was against O'Donoghue.
Rickaby gets it to Bristow, too high. He'll go back and take the free kick.
But it's a cardinal sin, and you can't commit cardinal sins twice, otherwise I think you go straight to hell.
Some real Catholicism coming out there, Nick. And toe taps it, picks up 10 metres. Past 2 goals have been to Brighton. Down 10 points. There hasn't been a 10-point margin since early in the first term. The Tunners, minor premiers, lost just 2 games this year, one of them to this side, Mazenod, but that was in the first round of the year. Phelan, well done, McIntyre to smother. Chance for Perry, can they negotiate it? Timms has got it. 4 points. Mazenod has stopped, and Brighton just keep on coming.
You blink and 4 points, virtually on an even keel. Again, I say it, I just don't know what to do in this sort of situation. I think that they're starting to tire. Brighton sense it.
Smoke-free scoreboard. Mazenod 12 goals, 6, 78. Brighton 10, 14, 74. 27 minutes gone in the third term. Donahue coming on. Dunn coming back on. They need a goal, Mazenod. Get the momentum back. And Rickaby's winning the centre bounce now. This is Matt Gadsden being put into the midfield. Here he goes, Matt Gadsden. Big bump from Meehan. Morgan got the hand pass out. Dunn just on the ground. This is taken by White. Breaks attack from Morgan. Bristow with pace. Outside his range, is it? To the zone. Fitzgerald. No, Ryan rushes it through. We're down to 3 points.
I'll tell you what, there's one very unhappy full forward in Jared Bradley. He was wide open, screaming for the ball, and Bristow, whilst it was good play, kicked right to the line to enable them to knock it over. It wasn't good play.
So for the first time today, we're not going to have Mark Murray restart play. Straight down the middle. Perry! What a grab!
Yeah, it's all Brighton, and you would think from this point, though, would go all the way.
Mark Murray, been paid the mark, on the rise to Poland. This is Nelson. Big kick to the wing. Hanley just couldn't take it. He's against Rickaby. Been good this term, maybe holding the man. Play on. Assistance from Barrow. Now Lancaster. Backwards to Pickering. Oh, terrible tap. Somehow Kelly gets it out to McIntyre. Is there time for one more for Mazenod? Harrison. Great tackle by Krasniak. He gives it up. Does Harrison out full? How about that?
Well, the first quarter, I don't think Krasniak would have got to him. That's the difference in the game at the moment. The difference in Brighton, rather. Far more desperate. A lot more urgency about their whole game.
Dunn couldn't take it. Lucci been good this term. Now Harrison, can he mark this one? Trying to punch it away. And that's Bristow. Got it out. Dunn. Krasniak hits the pack hard. Maybe too high against Harrison.
Yeah, it was definitely there. I don't think it was as bad as Grissom made it look, but he did the smart thing.
I think he knows a bit about showing off. A bit about acting. Nickus. Oh, Matt Gadsden. Good move to put him into the field this time. Lovely delivery towards Bradley. He's taken the mark. Now he can kick it from here. He's going to go back to about 55, but he'll roost at Jared Bradley to put his side in front. It's gone to the right. But they're just such penetrating kicks.
He doesn't leave anything to chance. Absolute full stretch on every kick. No matter whether he's 15 or 8 metres out. That's what you like to see.
Down to 2 points, the Mazenod lead. They've led since the first siren. But Brighton, they might just snatch the lead before three-quarter time. They kick goals at the quarter and half-time bells. Bradley at the kick-out point. Tucker against Lennox. Oh, like WrestleMania. Big forearm jolt. There's three-quarter time. The Mazenod boys loved it. And the lead at three-quarter time on the smoke-free score is 2 points to Mazenod. At quarter time it was 27 points to the Dots. At half-time it was 25 points. And now on the smoke-free scoreboard, Mazenod are at 12-6-78. Old Brighton 10-16-76. And that term went 30 minutes and 27 seconds on the All-Star Australia time clock. Final term in the 2000 grand final of B section. It's Mazenod leading by 2 points. They've just come off a quarter though with only kicked 1 goal to 4. Brighton on a roll. Phelan out of the centre. This is Adam Perry coming into the game in the second half. Timms has been terrific the previous term. Free kick. It's going to Mazenod. And it is Hanley.
Looks like Dale Tapping has thrown Matt Dennis up forward. Good move, I think. He's dangerous up there. The critical issue here, Brad, is that Brighton haven't hit front yet. They've got to hit the front to win. That's obviously stating the obvious, but they've been behind all day. If they've got to keep this momentum going, they've got to hit the front sooner rather than later.
And that's the point you're trying to express.
I don't know if I expressed the point at all there.
You got the point out eventually. Mark Murray got it. I was with you. Sometimes the commentator's curse just doesn't affect players when we butter them up, but also us up here in the box. Plenty of pressure. Tucker looking for Kavanagh. And this is Morgan. Oh, lovely to Palucci. And he is the pinch hitter. He's quite a robust fellow. He was the only outstanding Mazenod player in that third term. And he's a great kick for goal. Can he get it out to 8 points? The lead. As Nick was saying, Mazenod have led since the first siren. They got it out to 39 points in the second term. Now his side leads by just 2 points. There's no breeze here for Palucci. Kicking from 45. He's not going to make it, but over the back, Kavanagh! Terrific take. What a great leap. And this is the best pocket at Elswick Park from the kick. There's normally a zephyr over the shoulder which favours the kickers from here, the shooters. And Kavanagh, he has 2 goals, both in the first term. Such a vital kick. This kick could epitomise the fortunes of Mazenod in 2000. And Kavanagh's got it. That's his 3rd goal for the match. Oh, they're out to 8 points now, the Mazenod side, and fatigue, that might just leave the brains of the Nodders if they can keep their noses in front.
Very good goal, very tight, obviously, from Kavanagh. Absolute precision of an assassin there. He did not move 1 inch as he ran in for that ball to kick it. Kept his head very still. I thought he might have tried a banana, but he had absolute unshakable confidence in his drop punt.
Restarting play out of the centre. Now Ewett's coming in to body O'Donoghue there. Matt Gadsden, just out from him, Perry. Look at him, what a good athlete. From inside 45, not such a good kick. A clean bowl, 3 of them. Jarrah, Bradley, danger man. Go for the line, will they? Still in. Adam Perry now rushed through with Mark Murray. 7 points the Mazenod lead. 3 minutes on the All-Star Australia time clock. Scores, smoke free. Mazenod 13-6, 84. Old Brighton 10-17, 77. Mark Murray back to restart play.
Pressure here, he's going short.
That's precise.
Yep.
Quirk. Murray. The nice tap connects with Adam Hanley. One of the best for the Nodders. His kicking style, though, is the full. And Hanley has picked up a couple of goals early when he snuck down from half back. But that wasn't such a clean connection. Neither is that by Simon Lennox, but it might come up to Perry. Was he looking for him?
No, not at all. He was shaking his head as he ran on there.
Adam Perry slips over, maybe they're tied to Tunners. Awkward tackle against Ryan. So we'll restart play, and
a lot of players slipping over and just looking closely at Perry. I think he's got grass cats on, which as a coach I used to hate seeing. I didn't care how dry it was out there.
Had a sprinkle of rain here this afternoon as well. Bradley was meant to go for that. Lennox got in the way. Jackson, was that touched? Well, Perry, spoilt this time by Ryan. This is good by Morgan. Burst through the pack there. It was great play. Lancaster just falls over. Just enough there by Bristow, and Barrow at least, to do some placement pressure.
Good play by Lancaster there, just raking the ball back in. He knew he had to keep his hand on the ball, otherwise the Brighton players would have taken it away.
Such an important goal, the next one. Stakes are high here in the 2000 Grand Final. O'Donoghue. Now to Pickering. Looked a bit fatigued towards the end of that third term. Looks now to have recovered since the break. Meehan
looked tired too, I think, Brad. They're 2 crucial players. If they tire again in this last quarter, I think Mazenod are gone.
And Morgan couldn't hold the mark. Tucker trying his hardest. That's by Matthew Gadsden. How about Mark Murray bursting through? Tucker, quick kick. Penetrating kick, Harrison or Kavanagh. Kavanagh nearly no. Simon Gadsden came down with it. Harrison, he's come out of the pack on his wrong side. That doesn't matter to Harrison. Harrison put up his third goal for the match. He's taken the lead out to 13 points for the Nodders.
Harrison always looks dangerous, and I've given him a wily old cat before today because of some of the things he's done. But there again, led his opponent under the ball, sensed it was going to pop out the back, and he was the first to move.
Smoke free score, Mazenod 15-6, 90. Old Brighton 10-17, 77. O'Donoghue, bodies Hewitt, Tucker. Another penetrating kick, Lancaster. Good balling by Barrow. Now White, the bottom of the pack. Lancaster is the tack. 40. The Mazenod goals.
Have they thrown Lancaster forward? He's been starting off a wing for most of the other centre bounces. All of a sudden he popped up forward. And
onto the ruck. He did well in the third time. And Hewitt, he's gone off. And Rickaby sprints down to drive to the work. Will he win it? No, I don't get it. Kavanagh's got it. He's negotiated it well. Round the corner. Good play by Simon Gadsden. Or is it? Marked by Meehan. They're going to run out of legs. You think Mazenod got to get ahead while they've got the momentum. O'Donoghue still outside his range at 60.
Yeah, looking. Can't see any openings here. Brighton have got the numbers back. What's he going to do? Mark Murray making a move around the back. He might go to him. No. Going short.
And it's going to come off. Kavanagh. And Simon Gadsden has made a rare error. He's given Kavanagh some latitude. And Kavanagh, he is a superb kick. Second on the McKinnon Sports Medicine sharpshooters. He has 59 goals. And in front of him is at the other end, Jared Bradley. He has 81 goals for the season.
I don't know if you put that all against Gadsden, because for that amount of time, Brighton should have plugged every hole. And for Kavanagh to be able to run into space like he did then was, you'd have to say, poor defence across the board.
This for a 19-point lead at the 8-minute mark of the final term. Across the arc, Kavanagh. He's a clean kick. And Kavanagh brings up his second goal for the term. And that is Kavanagh's fourth for the match. It could be a premiership winning exhibition of forward work.
It was too early to call it yet, but...
I said could.
Yeah, I'm not saying you did. I'm just making a general statement. But you Brighton have got to find something now, don't they? Now.
Smoke-free scoreboard. 15-6, 96 Mazenod. They're accurate. Old Brighton, they've been inaccurate because of the pressure. 10-17, 77. O'Donoghue got the tap. Rickaby came in with him. Now that's Fisher on the rise. Quirk trying to push it forward. Nickus works it to the boundary line. Just into attack. Let me tell you, Nick, is this a hoodoo ground for Old Brighton? Last year, they were 4 goals in time on and lost to by Morris. In the first semi against Mazenod last year, they were 5 goals up at 3/4 time and lost. This year, they were up by 4 goals against Knobs at 3/4 time, and they lost that match as well.
I guess on the other side of the ledger, they have won a B grade final here
in 97, and twice this year they have defeated Mazenod. You don't like that hoodoo? You don't think it's there?
I would say they lose today. One is certainly forming.
Now, Meehan. He did well there to get it from the ruck of O'Donoghue. Harrison. Good by Williams. Simon Gadsden. McIntyre jars it out. White himself in. Lancaster's free. White threw himself over the boot. Just couldn't connect. And enough to make Lancaster pull it to a metre away from the goal area. 20-point lead. Effectively 4 goals are required by Old Brighton to win this. Williams restarts it. Rickaby against O'Donoghue. Rickaby, the big punch. Run on between Morgan and Mac Gadsden. The teenagers in front. And Morgan just gets it to the line. Still in. Now it's out. But it's on the half-forward line of the Tunners. They've got to get a goal here to win this premiership.
Dale Tapping caught between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. He's got all his guns up forward. They've got to kick goals, but he's having a problem getting it to them at the moment.
Now, Mark Murray to Pickering, Meehan, Tucker, three of their best today, the midfielders. And Rickaby just about pulled it in. That's the throw by Lancaster. Simon Gadsden's up there as well. Kavanagh's there. We'll have a bounce.
Play by Kavanagh there. I thought Rickaby was a little bit unlucky, but for Kavanagh to bring the ball down to the ground, then be able to mop up, hold the ball up, was critical for them.
30 metres into attack. They lead by 20 points. No wonder, they must be so tired, both sides. Normally there are 2 weeks rest during home and away season, but this year there's been a compressed season because of the Olympics. So only one rest up for grab, and that was last week, which Brighton had. They should be well rested. Dillon, this is better. Bristow, he's got a good burst, hasn't he? He's normally got good delivery. Jared Bradley pulled in. Adam Perry bursts away from Ryan, goes inside the 45. If you tackle him, he'll be holding the ball. Still going, Perry. Brought his side to within 3 goals. A team lifter.
Well, I was about to say, well, we had a stop in play that I have a feeling that Brighton has still got something left in them, because I think Mazenod are going to tire. I was also going to add is, I don't know whether it'll be enough. We've seen in the other quarters Mazenod drop off late in the quarter. Suspect it'll happen again. Brighton's good enough, they can still win it from here.
Perry for the match, both coming in this second half, and smoke-free scores. Mazenod 15-7, Old Brighton 11-17. Well, it was O'Donoghue to Harrison. The veteran gets it to McIntyre. He's a big kick. He could just about be in range. Likes to set it up. Kavanagh. Oh, Barrow. The pack. Team lifter.
McIntyre had the right idea to wait the ball, but what he didn't think on was Mr. from the side there.
And that's Tim's. Lennox. Back. Got the free kick.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at that, sorry.
He hasn't been as sparkly today, has he?
No, hasn't been running through the lines, linking. That's the sort of player you sort of think of him as, a running, linking player. No, I haven't seen a lot of it. This guy's been terrific.
Yeah, Nick Perry. Since quarter time, his overhead work has just been unsurpassed. Phelan, looking for Bradley. Dennis throws himself in. Oh, well done, Ryan. He throw himself in as well, Ryan. That was courageous by Ryan.
What Brighton need, though, is Dennis and Bradley staying together and then sitting rather than playing apart and coming together like that and spoiling each other effectively. 14
minutes gone. 14-point lead to Mazenod in this last term. 2000 grand final on Channel 31. Well done, Morgan. Off-field and another possession. Perry, the quick kick to the Dennis country. Matt Dennis not paid. Fitzgerald breaks one, now 2. That's holding the ball. And away goes Adam Hanley. The kick, it's going to give it up to some Lennox. No. Difficult bounce. Still a difficult bounce. And Kavanagh was held. Play on. Kavanagh to Poland. The Nodders won't be denied. Good smother there by Bristow. Tim. He's got McLaughlin by himself, or has he? O'Donoghue just a tad late, but he holds him up, does well.
He did not barrel in there and give away 25.
And possibly be sent off for a report for charging. Bradley country. Again, Nelson does well to get up high. The pack. Ball out to Adam Perry. Fitzgerald's over it. Play on. Quirks trying to get a handle on it. Dennis the tackler. Out to Ian. Mazenod survive. Barrow takes the mark with a little bit of help there. No, it's not Barrow. This is Bristow. Getting them mixed up, those two. Bristow, centre half forward. Bradley just can't pull them in. Dennis backwards to Nickus from 45. All hang time this kick. Oh, Adam Perry far too good. Lovely mark against Poland.
Get the feeling if Mazenod are going to win, they've got to keep kicking goals. It looks like they're stopped at the moment. Brighton are coming full sail.
He has 2 goals, Perry. Could this be his third? It is! Adam Perry is the lead of Mazenod down to 8 points.
There's still about 15 minutes of the game to go, so Brighton back in it again. Critical that they keep the momentum going and don't fall short of the Mazenod score.
Smoke-free scoreboard. Mazenod 15-7, 97. Old Brighton 12-17, 89. That's 29 shots to 22, yet Brighton trailed by 8 points. 16 minutes gone on the All-Star Australia time clock. That was Perry's second goal in 4 minutes. Lovely bounce, umpire Hinton. Well, that's Rickaby getting it down, but Mark Murray quick. Now McIntyre. He loves these shots on the run. Just enough pressure came from Patterson. Now Williams keeps it in. Goes across country to Simon Lennox. It's more like the Lennox we know, but no, just didn't get enough to Bristow.
Mopping up better though at the moment, are Brighton, than they have before. They've got a sniff of it.
This is a thriller. 8-point lead to Mazenod. They've played 20 games straight. Brighton had the 1 week's rest that was up for grabs this year. Dunn, hand passes back over the top there. Yep, it's going to Barrow. These are 25-minute old-fashioned quarters, so the throw-ins can be part of game time. Dennis presented himself well, just didn't hold it off. Adam Hanley was at a throw on the rise though to Parry. Nick Perry on the rise to White. A little bit of dash. Jackson or Adam Perry.
Become dangerous. He's looks very fast, and Bradley on the burst here.
In front, Quirk. Bradley under pressure from Nelson. It's a free ball in the pocket. Umpires go to have the Brighton goals.
O'Donoghue got to come off from Mazenod here. O'Hara coming back on.
18 minutes gone, just 2 kicks in it. Grandstand finish. That was Nickus bursting through the pack. Mark Murray again. Oh, but it's going to come back in. Tim played in the 92 Sandringham Reserves Premiership. Also played in the 97 flag here in the B section with Old Brighton. Nickus tried to punch it back. Jackson, ever trying hard, taps it out beautifully to Matt Gadsden. He's a great kick. The game has just got 2 points in it. Matt Gadsden, great kick. 15 minutes gone on the All-Star Australia time clock. And we've gone time. And Old Brighton are yet to hit the lead in this match. Can they get over the line?
I think we're going to find out in the next few minutes. The Nodders have stopped. They've got to do what McIntyre did before. They've got to run off and hit the attack. They try and kill the game now, they will lose.
Perfect umpire Hinton. O'Hara gets the tap. Important out of the free kick. It's going no to Brighton. Barrow.
A big free kick there, but it was there. Barrow driving along. Bradley looking for it here.
He's taken a strong mark in front of Nelson. He's only got 1 goal, Nick. I can't believe he's got 1 goal. Who has dominated VAFA football. The player of the year from any section is this man on screen right now. He is a raking kick.
Well, if this goes through, that crowd behind the goals will bring the house down.
This to put his in front for the first time in the grand final of 2000. It's high. It's close. Jared, you've done it. You've only kicked 2 today, Jared. But that one matters most. So Brighton the lead by 4 points.
Well, every time I write off Mazenod, they come back. This time, it's very difficult to see them doing it. Brighton with their tail up. Mazenod, O'Donoghue off the ground, looking high. But gee, they've got a lot of character.
What a fantastic performance it has been by the Nodders. Overrun in the second semi by Brighton. They've come back today. Quick bounce for The few today out of the centre. Ewart got the tap, but O'Hara got it. Lancaster, can he put his side back in front with a kick? Awful, ugly, but look at McIntyre having a go. Does well. Short pass on to Harrison. That's in the back. It is. It's gone against Williams, the captain of Brighton. And Harrison, he was a hero last week. 5 goals in the preliminary final. He's about to line up for his 4th, and I've got a feeling he's going to put his side back in front.
It's critical that those better players for Mazenod, most namely Pickering and McIntyre, get their hands on the ball in the next 10 minutes.
Harrison. So much responsibility with him now for a 2-point lead in the grand final. That's a kick. Well done, Harry. Mazenod back in front by 2 points.
Gee, that was a solid kick. He was under enormous pressure there. He was expected to kick it. They're always the ones that are harder, especially in these situations.
Goals as well, Nick, in the final term from his 4. Let me tell you the smoke-free scores, could I, Nick? Mazenod 16-7, 103. Old Brighton 14-17, 101. Mazenod shooting at around 66%. Old Brighton at about 45%. All-star time, 22 minutes gone in the final term. How about this for a centre break? Parry's in the centre against Jackson. Little men. Ewart gets it. Jackson smothered by Parry. We're going to go again. 5 metres in front of the circle. The Tunners. Such a important... Stakes are high, aren't they, after a long season?
Huge every possession here. Trying to get your hands on the ball.
Well, Ewart got the tap. He hasn't had a great day. Doing a good bit of work there. Tim's the toe tap. This is Poland. Taken too high. Umpiring has been credible this today. Bit of space for Lancaster. He can run. Now look at McIntyre presenting himself. Oh, that's gutsy. That's premiership winning football by McIntyre.
Got to go to Harrison in the pocket. Decided not to.
Where's it out wide? It's going to be given up, I think. Oh, and Bristow. No, Bro. Now that's Bristow.
It was a very, very poor option. And the delivery was terrible as well.
Well, Nick Perry makes a rare error. Well, back up the ball. Just had a chance at you, Nick. What a superb standard of game. But that won't be denied, neither will the Nodders. Coached by 2 friends, Tapping and Murray. Oh, it's Timms. Some tired kicks occurring. Timms to centre half forward. Bradley. Spoiled by Nelson. Look, here's Perry again. He's already got 2 goals this quarter. Out on the full. Out on the full. I thought he was about to become the hero of Brighton Beach. 2 points still to the Nodders.
23 and a half. How long do you think it'll go, Brad?
Well, the quarters have been running 30, 31 minutes, and we've had a lot of goals this term. We've had 8 goals, so I think it's going to be about a 31 and a half quarter out of bounds. Away from the old Brighton goals. Murray was up there. Another pack. The game goes into a lull. It's impossible to think we're in a lull. On time on. Grand final. The last time on for the season.
Mazenod bringing Palucci onto the ground.
Oh. Who's going to cover themselves?
They're bringing off Tucker.
Premiership glory. Who's going to be the man who'll be remembered in these dying moments? And we've got a free kick wasting time.
This was the day, but it long way away. It did look like it was there.
Helicopter kick from Dennis. O'Hara well. The budget. Mark Murray, one of the best. Adam Hanley's terrific. The top. Harrison territory. Awful bounce. And it's going to be White to relieve.
Just had to hold it in there. Did Mazenod there. Brighton now have got to get it out cleanly and quickly.
Timms goes east. Will it come off? Yes, to Barrow.
So the greatest risk is to not take any at all.
Got to score a goal here. Time starting to become the 19th opponent of Old Brighton. Trailing by 2 points. 26 gone in the final term. Phelan, too high. Free kick going to Phelan.
Opportunity for Mazenod to hold that ball up, but Kavanagh overran it then. He had to get low and hold it up. Here they go.
Phelan, Lennox up against Dunn. Fisher, Shepherds, but allows Matt Gadsden. Nick Perry takes the mark. He's got Bristow, and he's a wonderful kick. He's a laser type pass ball normally. Fitzgerald's taking the mark. Fitzgerald's marked. This he's played on. The umpire wants him to go behind the mark. He wasn't behind the mark at any stage. And Fitzgerald, who has 2 goals, will he make it a 1-point game? No, can't do that. Fitzy for the for the field umpire to call time on. He has 2 goals. Will it be a 1-point match, Nick, or a 5-point game? He'll either put his side to within a point. He's all leading by 5. Close. Oh, neither. Out in the full, no. It is a 1-point grand final. We've gone 26 and a half minutes on the All-Star Australia time clock. Mazenod leading by a point.
And if it is a draw, 5 minutes each end, is that correct?
Correct, 5 minutes each way. And we could be back here next week if it's still drawn after that. Out of bounds. 27 minutes, final term. Gifts are starting to mount up for Brighton. And down come the Mazenod players to pack their back line. It's at 50. O'Hara in front, or was it Dunn? That's Morgan. McIntyre, terrific. Fisher along the line, and he picks up 25 metres.
Still a couple of minutes to go. Got to get the hands on the ball. They've got to have an open flowing game. Mazenod want to get a scrums-like situation going here if they can.
Ewart against O'Hara. Lennox was spoilt. Kavanagh, the big smash goes down Mazenod's end. Barrow over his shoulder, gets the free.
And a few critical free kicks given away by the Mazenod players. They're straight off. This is good play by
Barrow.
You've got to do that.
Matt Gadsden, pumped play on. Jars Phelan, loopy hand pass. Poland, the big tackler. Now this is Bristow. He's being held. Play on. Phelan. Comes to Nickus. Oh, well done, Fisher, to get a hand on it. He's a fresh player. Murray, ever reliable. Pickering. Oh, he's got Lancaster. He's going to slip down. He's going to free. And that is Hanley, who's come down from the half-back line. Look at him huffing and puffing. Take your time. It's at 28 and a half minutes. Adam Hanley, he's kicked 2 goals. They're both in the first quarter.
I think he's long to the line. Even a point will be better than coming up short. Kavanagh's leading.
Adam Hanley is the son of the president, Peter Hanley, of Mazenod.
Pickering screaming for the ball behind him.
He wants this short pass. Oh, Poland. They creep closer. 29 minutes on the All-Star Australia. Will he make it a 2-kick lead? Oh, he's going to waste down time. 29 minutes and 15 seconds. 1-point lead to Mazenod. Poland's kick. It's an ugly looking kick. But surely that is the winning goal. Mazenod could win their first B-section grand final with that one kick. Well done, Poland, for his first goal of the match, and it comes at the 29 and a half minute mark of the final term.
Good thing they've got to take it out of the centre goal and virtually do the same again. Big ask.
Free scoreboard, the Notters 17-7, 109. Brighton 14-18, 102. O'Hara got the tap. Free kick. Advantage to Nickus. Needs a mark from Bradley or Fitzgerald. They fall over. Great mark. Is that Hanley again? No, it's Ryan.
That was a superb mark, and that I think that stopped any hope they've got.
Pickering. Terrific game from the captain. And this is, maybe he is the best on the ground. Stood up in this last term. They're wasting time deliberately. Pickering, what a Herculean effort. This team, Mazenod, have won 4 VAFA premierships since coming into the competition in 89. There is Mazenod, the underdogs. You could have got 5-1 on Mazenod today. They came into the match having little hope. They have caused the boil-over of 2000 in the VAFA. Mazenod, look at this. Victory has 100 fathers. And when we see a Brighton player, we're going to see that losers are like orphans. Look at that. The defeat. Jared Bradley, best player named in any section, of all the sections in 2000 the VA. Bradley ended with 2 goals. Such sadness for Brighton. They've only lost 3 games this year. Twice though, it was to Mazenod. Smoke-free scoreboard, Mazenod, 17-7, 109. Old Brighton, 14-18, 102. We've gone 31 minutes on the time clock. Dale Tapping is running down to congratulate his mate, David Murray, on the half-forward flank. He's down the coach's box. There they are. They're shaking hands. They're hugging. Wonderful camaraderie here. Good on you, Dale. It must be tough to take. He took Brighton to the 97B section grand final. And there is David Murray in his first year as coach of Mazenod.
They just never got their game going today, did Brighton, and that was due to the pressure that Mazenod applied from the very first bounce. They dictated the game. It was at sometimes a scrappy affair, but they were harder at the ball. They were better at the takeaway from the set plays, and Pickering's got to take the most credit from that. Brighton, probably a more skillful team. They couldn't do it today, couldn't put their skills on exhibition. They looked flat. Often happens, the side that is red-hot favourites just can't get it going on the day. And the pressure is, Mazenod were just fantastic. And look forward to seeing them in A-grade next year.
Who was your best today on the ground?
Mine was, I gave it to Andrew Pickering.
Me too. Terrific here for Mazenod. Look at Brighton. That sport is cruel to men. It's a wonderful quote written by a person that we just can't find out who said that. Anonymous quote. It is cruel. Victory is 100 fathers. Defeat is an orphan. Look at them. The fathers of Mazenod. It must be shocking for Brighton at the moment.
I think Dale Tapping still take a lot out of the year, rather, even though today's absolutely gut-wrenching and today's what it's all about. But he's got a unit together that's going to go into A-grade, equipped to be very competitive next year. Wouldn't surprise me if they were knocking on the door of the four or even sort of made the four next year. They still probably need to pick up a couple of players, but he set them up to go onward and upward. Mazenod, well, obviously they're the surprise packet.
They kicked the last the match to ensure their win, and you were spot on.
After Brighton hit the front. So
the point you made is if Brighton can get ahead during the match, they could go on with it. But they responded, didn't they, Mazenod?
That critical goal, free kick to Harrison, where he got in front. But the fact was they got the ball out of the middle. Again, it was the McIntyres and the Pickerings in the crucial periods throughout the game that got their hands on the ball. Where Brighton went missing. Matt Jackson probably didn't have one of his better days.
I want to make mention of O'Hara, an unfashionable footballer. Yeah. I've seen him beaten for most of the matches over the past month, but today he did wonderful tap work in the middle and around the ground.
He was tireless, wasn't he? I don't know how old he is, but
he looks about 50. He's probably only in his late 20s. But well done, O'Hara. Just repeating the final scores, and we should note that at quarter time it was Mazenod by 27 points. At half-time on the smoke-free scoreboard, it was Mazenod by 25 points. At three-quarter time, it was Mazenod by just 2 points. And in the final analysis, it was Mazenod by 7 points. Mazenod winning 2 of the quarters, so that's in there. And look at that accuracy. 17-7, 109. Oh, Brighton, 14-18, 102. 32 shots to 24. Telling stat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think a lot due to the pressure that the Mazenod backline put on Brighton, and the fact that Brighton just weren't quite on their game.
Oh, Brighton come from Elsternwick Park. They've played such wonderful football this year. They deserve the rounds of applause. They go into A section in 2001. Given little hope today, Nick. I was with you. I thought they would win by 6 goals. But David Murray, who's a physical education specialist, he's worked as the assistant coaches at Collingwood and Hawthorn. He has plenty of experience. He said last week the double chance is worth a quadruple chance this year with the compressed season. And so Brighton would go in with this crucial advantage, but David Murray, he has somehow freshened his players up. They kept on looking tired, but they broke through the wall. So Mazenod winning the 2000 B section premiership by 7 points.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If I could have your attention, please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being part of a great day at Elsternwick Park for B section grand final. And I'd like to get straight into the presentation of medals and cup. And first of all, if I can present the medals to the umpires one by one, and if I could ask the umpires to come forward and receive their medallion, umpire advisor Michael Snedden. First of all, the goal umpires. First goal umpire, Kevin Segoda. Well done, Kevin. The other goal umpire, Bernie Jeffson. Bernie. The boundary umpires today, Adam Quest. And Rob Mutton. Rob also has been the boundary umpire advisor for the season. Field umpires today, B section grand final. First of all, Wayne Hinton. And the other field umpire, Jamie Quins. Great season, Jamie. Thank you, Michael. We'll go through the officials, then the players, finishing up with the captain and the coach of the Mazenod team. First of all, the president of the Mazenod Old Collegians Football Club, Peter Hanley. Treasurer, Rod Hubbard. Come forward, please, Rod. Rod Hubbard. Treasurer. Rocket. He's in the bar, he's gone, all right. There he is. The two other officials nominated by the club to receive medals were football manager Brendan Smith. Brendan. The other official named by the club to receive a medal, the head trainer Denise Kelly. The players, in jumper order, number 1, Chris Harrison. Number 4, Adam Hanley. Number 5, Matt Quirk. Number 7, Shannon Morgan. Number 8, Daniel Lancaster. And number 10, Mick O'Hara. Number 12, Mark Murray. Number 14, Nick Meehan. Number 15, Nick Barry. Number 16, James Kavanagh. Number 17, Daniel Kelly. Number 18, Drew O'Donoghue. Number 21, Steve Poland. Number 22, Daniel Ryan. Number 23, Anthony Tucker. Number 26, Jerome Dunn. Number 30, and I think you'd agree that the last act of play was pretty instrumental by this guy. Number 30, Simon Fisher. Number 31, Adrian McIntyre. Number 32, Steve Paolucci. Number 38, Paul Nelson. To get their medals, could I ask to come forward the captain of the Mazenod Old Collegians, Andrew Herring. Just stay here. And the coach of the Mazenod Old Collegians, David Murray. Well done. We'll just keep the two guys there for a moment, because I'd like to introduce now the chairman of the VAFA executive, Richard Evans. First time for history today that we're awarding a medal for the player adjudged best on the ground in this B section grand final. To introduce and tell us more about that medal, Richard Evans.
Thank you, Phil. A very warm welcome to everyone here to Elsternwick Park this afternoon, and what a great game of football we've seen. I'll talk about that a little later. At the start of the season, the Executive Committee decided to honour the names of those players who had contributed greatly to our great game. In all sections of our football, we decided to name medals after players who had contributed to their clubs and the association. The B grade medal was unanimously awarded to honour the name of Ian Cordner. Ian played with the Old Burns Club for about 12 years, and his great year was in 1978 when he captained the Premiership team, won the B grade goal kicking, won the B grade best and fairest. And also Ian was an All-Australian amateur player and also a carnival player and representative as well. Off the field, you wouldn't find a better citizen than Ian Cordner, and the association is very proud to honour him, and I'd like him to come forward to present his medal. Cheers.
Where's Brett? Brett Connell? We might do this. I know who it is.
Okay, thank you, Phil. The inaugural Ian Cordner medal this year goes to Andrew Pickering.
And to, just for all you people think I just made that up, I didn't, it was voted on. Now on Richard Evans to present the B section Premiership Cup to Andrew and David.
As I was saying before, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to Elsternwick Park this afternoon. Unfortunately, it's a saying in footy, there's got to be a winner and a loser. But I'd like to congratulate the losers, Old Brighton. They had a wonderful year. I know today is a disappointment, but I would just say to you, when you go back to the club rooms, just reflect on the season that you've had, and just remember that it's all in vain A section in 2001. And I'm sure everyone here, including the people on my right, would join with me in congratulating Old Brighton on a great year. To Mazenod, winning grand final are wonderful things. But I always think it's not just for you, the players. It represents the energy and the work of the committee, supporters who are here today, hundreds, and all those past players over all the years have put in and made the club what it is. And I just hope every one of you people get as much enjoyment in the win today as obviously the players have. It is a tradition somewhat when presenting a trophy of mine to get assistance from someone in the winning club who has put a lot of work in and would like to be honoured in some way, but is not always honoured by the club. If Denise Kelly would come forward. I hope there's enough room up here, Denise. It's a pleasure. You got the cap?
Oh.
You right?
Yep. Oh,
there's a cap there. You just take hold of that. You all right?
Yes.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Victorian Amateur Football Association, the captain and coach of Mazenod to come forward. We better do this together. It's a joint picture, this. Come on, Pickers. Congratulations. A great victory. Denise.
I'm only going to say a couple of words, and Pickers will also a couple. I'd just like to, firstly, before I congratulate my players, I'd like to thank the amateurs for putting on this game today. Obviously, I'd also like to thank the supporters for coming down and been fantastic all year. I'd also like to thank the players who missed out on this grand final. There was obviously a lot of disappointed players, but at the end of the day, this was a club win. And to you supporters and to the club, I thank you very much for your support today. Thank you. Just before I pass over to Andrew, I'd also like to commiserate, but also I know that it will be hard for Dale and his boys, but certainly they have been a fantastic team all year. I know quite a few of the players, and a fantastic club and a fantastic group of players, and I wish them all the best for next year. So to Dale and Justin and the players, congratulations on your years for 2000.
Thanks, Pickers. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being part of a great day here at Alstonwick Park. The bar is now officially opened. I'm sure the supporters would like to get into the rooms. Well done, everybody.